That's all I can really say. That they are serial bottlers. The mentality is not there. If you have this mentality, you're never going to win. I've never wanted a team to be relegated more than I do with West Brom now.
I mean, he'd suit United perfectly because controversy. I mean, whether it's sleeping with someone's wife or doing something along the lines of that. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Anything But United. I'm joined by James. James, how you doing, man?
Very well, especially after recent games. So yeah, I'm excited to film this.
Well, talking about recent games, let's dive straight into it. Yesterday's result. We are all delighted that Liverpool won, aren't we? Yeah, we're all really happy. Fucking Scousers winning again. It's brilliant. James, how you feeling about it last night?
I was expecting it, to be honest. I think the game went exactly as everyone thought it would. Liverpool just absolutely batter them. Mourinho try and hold on and then nick a goal. I mean, if Steven Bergwijn could finish at all, from 5 yards out, then Spurs could have won that game pretty easily. He had 2 1-on-1s, didn't he, that he completely fluffed his lines on. Yeah, got just absolutely done by his poor finishing, really. But yeah, Liverpool, I was expecting them to win. It's a shame they won in the last minute, and I'm even more annoyed that Firmino scored, because that means for the next 2 weeks, Liverpool fans on Twitter will continue to try and tell us he's good. But yeah, I would have been very happy with a draw, because that would have meant that if/when we win our 2 games in hand, we'd have gone joint top. But to go second, we'll have the opportunity to go second with daylight between us and Spurs as well. You can't complain at all, can you?
No, I mean, we're not going to discuss the game tonight because obviously it's Anything But United. But we'll see how that goes. That's all I can say. And as regards to last night, I'm telling you, Bergwijn and Mr. H. Kane are cruising for a bruising from Mourinho after that, because I'll tell you what, he threw Pogba under the bus for less. So these guys they were being, abused hard in that changing room after the game. Bergwijn missing, I'd argue, probably the biggest chance of the game in terms of, I'd say it's not an easy finish, but it's a 1-on-1, got to score. And Harry Kane, man, this guy, he is regarded as one of the world's best strikers, and he misses a free header in the middle of the box. Not even in the middle of the box, almost in the middle of the 6-yard box. I don't know how he missed.
To be fair, yesterday I thought Harry Kane put in a brilliant shift at CDM. I think he did very, very, very well there, because that's where he was for most of the game. But yeah, disappointing all around for Spurs, wasn't it? I think if Mourinho threw Pogba under the bus for being extravagant on social media, then Bergwijn is very much in for it. It was 2 1-on-1s that he missed, wasn't it? One went wide and one he hit the post. So yeah, not going to be happy at all.
Well, Son and Kane are on the end of those. Those go in, and we're talking about a different scoreline completely. But this brings up the question: are Spurs still bottlers? Because we are seeing this under Mourinho, arguably one of the best tactical managers on the planet, and we are seeing them throw games away. Palace, West Ham, Liverpool, to name 3. We are seeing them throw games away. What do you think of them at the moment?
It's a complete difference in mentality that you saw yesterday. Liverpool have won trophies, and they've got that mentality now. They know how to win. They're mentally strong enough to win, and when nothing's going to stop them. Whereas Spurs, you saw with Bergwijn alone, if any of those Liverpool players are throwing goal, they're finishing those because they're winners, not bottlers. So you can have the best manager in the world at your club. If you don't get rid of this mentality of losers, that's all I can really say. They are serial bottlers. The mentality is not there. If you have this mentality, you're never going to win. So, as in, like, you're never going to win titles. They win the odd game. They beat us. I get that, but at the end of the day, they're always going to be Spurs, and I think that might come back to bite me. But I'm confident in saying they will always be Spurs.
Yeah, exactly, ladies and gentlemen. It's only Tottenham. So we are going to move on from 2 world-class managers to one that's an overrated, bold fraud. Pep Guardiola, they just drew against West Bromwich Albion. Where do we start? This guy has been talked about as the greatest, the best, the best there is around. And they're leaking goals like you wouldn't believe, and also not putting in the performances they did last year. We've got Slideshow Bob up front, who can't finish. Aguero always injured. Jesus, overrated, so overrated. I don't believe he's as good as people make him out to be. And I know Kevin De Bruyne put a few wildy passes in, but if you've got no one that can finish, you're not going to win the game. Simple as that. What do you think of that game?
I'll sort of disagree with what you said about their defense. I think their defense is pretty sure at the minute. Their problem is they're not scoring enough goals. They didn't manage to score against us, and we have been woeful at the back this season. It's one of the only clean sheets we've kept, and it was against Pep's Man City. But it's not the same team we've seen over the past 2 years, is it? We were talking about it the other day. It's the movement off the ball and the vision to spot a pass and that quick thinking Man City team that you see and that have been so dominant for the past couple of years. They're just not there anymore. I don't know what it is. Whether they've just slacked off a bit, whether they're not really bothered, or whether Pep's just not got on playing anymore. But this City team should be creating chances left, right, and centre. Everyone moving in all different directions, impossible to mark, overlapping runs, low balls to the back post, simple tap-in. That's Man City's game, isn't it? That's what Raheem Sterling does. He just gets to the back post and scores tap-ins. Absolute stat padder. But I saw a tweet, and so far this season he's cost them 8 points by not scoring one-on-ones. And it was obviously 2 of those points came yesterday against West Brom, and not yesterday, so the day before. Was it the day before? I don't know. Either way, it was a shocking miss. A shocking miss. I get it looks like a very good save from Sam Johnson, but if you got a header 5 yards out and you head it straight at the goalkeeper, that's entirely on you.
Yeah.
Either side, it is impossible for the keeper to save. Even a yard either side, you put it in the right place, the keeper can't move quick enough to get to it. So it's entirely on him. I think he's becoming a player that people are scared to criticise, even though he probably deserves it. I think if people are criticising Rashford, then I don't know what sort of criticism Sterling deserves. But yeah, I think it's just a bit of a dry patch, really. I do think City will regain their confidence, but solid performance from West Brom as well. Got to give them credit. That defensively, they were brilliant. Sam Johnson, obviously another La Carrington product, saving the day. But yeah, it did make me smile when I saw the result. It did make me smile.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've always spoken about scapegoats in football. Sterling has been targeted, fair enough, unfairly at times, but this year has been beyond crap. He's been poor, making mistakes. He's got the haircut of a 12-year-old girl for some reason. He's just looking a bit kind of. I can't understand it. So if you run like a T-Rex, the only way to compensate for that is to score goals and not miss sitters, which he's been doing this year. So maybe it's high time that City stop relying on him and put someone else in there. Maybe Ferran Torres on the left and Mahrez on the right, because it's not working. Ferran Torres has been scoring this year. Sterling, I don't know. He might score 3 in the League Cup against Barnsley or some crap like that when he's at the back post with an open goal, and still he misses some of those. So yeah, they've got a lot to work on. I think that's fair to say. So we are going to move on from Manchester City to their opponents, West Bromwich Albion, who have affirmed to me that they are the smallest club in the Midlands by what they've done, their actions after that game. Big Slav is gone and Big Sam is in. So, yeah, James, what are your thoughts on the whole situation there?
What can you say? I think I've never wanted a team to be relegated more than I do with West Brom now, because Slaven Bilic just took probably the most boring, depressing squad up from the Championship. He's now doing all right with them in the Premier League. He's not bottom. That squad should be bottom, and it's not. So he's already overachieving. You get a point against City, and you get sacked. The announcement of Big Sam coming in just makes it even better, because he's a fat scumbag. That's all I'll say. He's technically the best manager England have ever had, but he beat Slovenia 1-0 in the last minute. But yeah, I've never wanted a club to get relegated more, and it was very obvious that this sacking was pre-planned, because that the announcement came sort of so quickly after the game that there can be no other explanation. So yeah, I'm firmly supporting anyone who plays West Brom for the rest of the season.
So I want to ask you a question about what you just said. Why do you hate Big Sam so much? I don't hate him. I don't love him. I think he's a bit of a I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say then because that's too offensive. He's a bit of a moron for what he did with England. I don't know. I don't understand how you can do that. And I feel sorry for Simon Bilic because I mean I think they have like the lowest net spend in the Premier League this year. They have brought some terrible players. I mean, when you got Charlie Austin coming on as a sub up front. Yeah, I was going to ask why did you call Big Sam that scumbag?
But mainly because he's of what he did as England manager. You know, the biggest job in your career, and you're telling people how to get away with gambling and stuff like that. Just get in the bin. He's got the tactical knowledge of a 4-year-old. He's only good attribute is keeping teams up that were already pretty much safe. He's the most uninspiring, the most Brexit voting manager I could ever picture in my head. That's the only way I can describe him. He voted Brexit. He absolutely hates playing anyone who's not English, and he probably fits in perfectly with West Brom. He's just a boring bloke, but he does make some incredible memes on Twitter when he's looking up at what he wants from the fish and chip shop and stuff like that.
Someone's fucking printing something in here and I don't know what's going on. Oh my god. Right, it's stopped now. Turn that fucking thing off. Sorry, someone just started printing something when you started talking. Fucking hell, what's going on? Yeah, shut the fuck down. Sorry. I mean, you can edit that part, out because I didn't know what happened there. I don't know whether you heard it. I was like, what the? Printer just started going. Right, anyway. We'll move on from West Brom to another shithouse, and that is Mr. Jack Grealish. What on earth is he doing? I know this was a few months ago, whatever. He has just been charged with dangerous driving and banned for 9 months and fined. I think it's £82,000, something like that. Anyway, I mean, he'd suit United perfectly because controversy. I mean, whether it's sleeping with someone's wife or doing something along the lines of that, you know, there's always controversy around him. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on him?
I think the video is quite humorous. Obviously, it's a very bad thing to do, drunk driving, especially during lockdown as well. But yeah, I mean, he is a bit of a shithouse, and you know, getting his driver to drive his car up to court to distract the press, and then walking in a different exit. Brilliant. I rate that so highly. Yeah, obviously, drink driving very bad. Deserves to face whatever punishment he's got, although it won't be very much at all. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't deter me from wanting him at United. I still want to see my little alcoholic running down the wing, skinning players at the Stretford end. And yeah, that's all I have to say at the matter. Sign him up, but make sure he doesn't drive anyone's training. Otherwise, we could have a repeat of the Derby situation.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't want that. That wouldn't be a very good situation to be in. Yeah, so you heard it here first. Manchester United signed this guy up. He fits the mold perfectly. Controversy, shithouse, don't get much better than that. Although I'd, probably say you do, but hey ho. Right, I think we'll end it there. So this week, from Big Sam to the Scousers winning again, we'll end it here. Thanks for coming on, James.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure, as always.
And we will see you guys next week.